All of the countries in the world have armies that have different strength and weakness. In today's video we are going to rank the top 10 military powers in the world with some information on each nation. Number 10. Italy. Global firepower ranked Italy in the top 10 in areas including its aerial tanker aircraft fleet, total helicopter strength, attack aircraft strength, and its total number of aircraft carrier warships. It said Italy had 404 helicopters, including 58 attack helicopters, and 2 aircraft carrier warships as of January 2023. A recent global data report forecasts an increase in spending from $31.6 billion to $38.5 billion between 2024 and 2028. It gave Italy a power index score of 0.1973. Number 9. France. Global firepower ranked France 9th overall. The European nation was in the top 10 in areas including its total helicopter fleet and number of destroyer warships, as well as its total transport fleet strength. France is also one of the few nations to field an aircraft carrier, the Charles de Gaulle. It also has nuclear weapons. Global firepower said France had 438 helicopters, including 69 attack helicopters, and 10 destroyer warships as of January 2023, giving it a power index score of 0.1848. France has traditionally had a strong presence in the Sahel region of Africa, where it used to have several colonies. In recent years, it has started to wind down its presence there, though approximately 5,000 French soldiers are still stationed on bases across Africa. Meanwhile, Russia and China are competing for influence. Number 8. Japan. Japan still has a powerful military despite having renounced the ability to wage war in the aftermath of its defeat in World War II. Japan's constitution heavily limits its ability to use force overseas, and its military is accordingly known as the Japan Self-Defense Forces. Global firepower ranked Japan in the top 10 for its aircraft fleet strength, total helicopter strength, and armored fighting vehicle fleet strength. An island nation, Japan was the highest-ranked nation when it came to major ports, and with 4 helicopter carriers it ranks second in that category, as well as second, behind only the US, when it came to the strength of its special mission aircraft fleet. In recent decades, Japan has only invested around 1% of its GDP in defense, but more recently began to change its posture. In 2016, Japan loosened restrictions on how its military could be used to allow limited participation in overseas missions deemed to be collective self-defense. The move was driven by its near neighbors North Korea and China both appearing more belligerent. More recently, it announced plans to hike defense spending to 2% of GDP, which would give it the world's third-largest defense budget. Global Firepower said that Japan had more than 1,400 military aircraft and more than 111,000 vehicles as of January 2023, with a power index score of 0.1711. Number 7. Pakistan. Pakistan rose from 9th overall in 2022 to 7th on the list in 2023. While Pakistan had more than 3,700 tanks, 1,400 military aircraft, 9 submarines, and 654,000 active military personnel as of January 2023, Global Firepower said its rise was also due to this year's rankings having a bigger focus on natural resources and shared borders. Pakistan shares borders with Afghanistan, China, India, and Iran, putting it in a tense part of the world. Global Firepower ranked Pakistan in the top 10 in areas including its total available population fit for military service, total available active military manpower, and total aircraft fleet strength, with a power index score of 0.1694. Number 6. South Korea. The strength of South Korea's military is no surprise given its decades-old tensions with North Korea. Since 2021, North Korea has conducted around 90 strategic cruise missile tests, with South Korea its most obvious target in a real conflict. Historically tense and hostile, relations between North Korea and the United States have worsened up in recent years, as the U.S. has deployed an anti-missile system and 29,000 troops in South Korea under a mutual defense pact. Global Firepower ranks South Korea in the top 5 for its aircraft fleet strength, armored fighting vehicle fleet strength, and its helicopter strength. It said the Asian nation had more than 133,000 vehicles and 739 helicopters, including 112 attack helicopters, as of January 2023. Overall, it gave South Korea a power index score of 0.1505. Number 5, UK. Global Firepower said the UK's position was boosted by its strengths in manpower and air power, as well as its strong financial position. It is also one of the few powers to operate more than one aircraft carrier, it added. Its carriers, HMS Queen Elizabeth and HMS Prince of Wales, are among the newest in the world. It also has nuclear weapons, deployed via its fleet of submarines. Dr. Ford told Insider he found it strange that Britain is ranked 5th in global firepower because its army lacks the armed mass forces that China, Russia, India, and the United States have. Britain is the second largest donor to Ukraine behind the U.S., having committed $4.6 billion in military aid since the start of the war. It continues to be a major contributor to NATO, meeting its pledge to spend at least 2% of GDP on defense and aiming for 2.5% by 2030. Global Firepower ranked the UK in the top 10 in areas including its total number of available ports and its total aerial tanker aircraft fleet strength, giving the country a power index score of 0.1435. Number 4, India. India's strength lies in the size of its population. Global Firepower ranked India second for available manpower, total available active military manpower, and paramilitary force strength. It said India's available manpower was more than 653 million people, 47% of the country's population, as of January 2023. It also said that India had almost 1.5 million active military personnel. India has been engaged in military clashes with China over its shared border. While China claims some 90,000 square kilometers of territory in India's northeast, India says China occupies 38,000 square kilometers of its territory in the Aksai Chin Plateau. After 3 years of 19 rounds of Corps commander-level meetings, the two countries said they'd agreed to resolve the remaining issues in an expeditious manner, but fell short of making specific concessions. Global Firepower gave India a power index score of 0.1025. Number 3, China. China has grown its military power fast in recent years as it takes a more assertive role in world affairs. Global Firepower ranked China first for available manpower and for the strength of its naval fleet. China has a distinct advantage economically and by way of sheer manpower and has placed a decided focus on increasing, primarily through local means, naval, air power, and land warfare capabilities, Global Firepower said in its latest ranking. If the trend continues, it added, China will become the primary global military adversary to the United States. Tensions are simmering around Taiwan, where China launched military drills in August of 2023 as a stern warning, citing what it called provocation and collusion between separatists and foreign forces. It has also stoked regional tensions by claiming the South China Sea as its own territory and establishing a military presence on many of its small islands. According to Global Firepower, China has available military manpower of more than 761 million people as of April 2023, along with 50 destroyer warships and 78 submarines, among many other military assets. Global Firepower gave China a power index score of 0.0722. Number 2, Russia. While its military's reputation has taken a hit since the invasion of Ukraine in February 2022, Russia retained its second-place spot on global firepower's ranking. Russia's invasion of Ukraine showcased key limitations in Russian military capabilities despite its quantitative manpower and material advantage over neighboring Ukraine, Global Firepower said. It added that China was moving closer to taking the runner-up spot. Global Firepower ranked Russia second in areas including total aircraft fleet strength and total transport fleet strength. It said that, as of January 2023, Russia had more than 4,100 military aircraft. Russia has faced a number of military setbacks since it launched its invasion of Ukraine, losing considerable quantities of equipment, notably tanks. Its failure to quickly conquer Ukraine, a much weaker adversary, drove many to reassess their opinion of its military capability. As of August 2023, Russia was mostly on the defensive in Ukraine, holding back its enemies with a formidable network of trenches and minefields. Despite its losses on the ground, Russia's Air Force and Navy largely avoided damage. Russia also has the world's largest stockpile of nuclear weapons. Overall, Global Firepower gave Russia a power index score of 0.0714. Number 1, United States. The U.S. military retained its undisputed place at the top of the ranking, although China's efforts have narrowed the gap over the years. Global Firepower said the U.S. took the top spot as it showcases commanding numbers in key material, financial, and resource categories. The U.S. was given a power index score of 0.0712. The nation leads the world technologically, it said. The U.S. ranks first in many areas of Global Firepower's ranking, with 92 destroyers and 11 aircraft carriers in its fleets. Its air power includes 13,300 aircraft and 983 attack helicopters, as of April 2023, comfortably the largest in the world. It also had by far the largest defense budget, in excess of $750 billion, more than triple that of China in second place. In response to Russia's invasion of Ukraine in 2022, the U.S. deployed an additional 20,000 troops to Europe, bringing the total to more than 100,000 soldiers across the continent. The U.S. is the largest provider of military assistance to Ukraine, having committed more than $42 billion in security assistance since the start of Russia's first invasion in 2014.